I've always had a strong work ethic, you know, even from being very young. Everything I've bought, you know, from being really young, and the influences for bodybuilding and physique and art, because you know, I do love art as well, has been from comics from an early age. And even the comics and every magazine and every set of weights I bought has all been brought about by, you know, from hard work for myself. From being very young, I used to do bait on the beach in Bridlington and sell the worms for a penny a worm at the local bait shops. Then I went from comics to bodybuilding magazines. So the influences were, for very young, were people like Robbie Robinson. I used to look at you know, the pictures of Robbie Robinson in like the sort of mid to sort of late 70s in the magazines, and I would think, wow, you know, he looks different from everybody else. He had the rag tops on, and you know, the vest and stuff, and just the way he looked different. Then there was Arnold, and Arnold has been a really big influence in my life, because when I first sort of picked up Arnold's Education of a Bodybuilder book many years ago, and I read there and his goal setting, I mean, then it was the time when I started to set goals. I thought, right, if he can write a book, I can write a book, and if he can open a gym, and yeah, I can open a gym. I just didn't get it to the movies, but DVD's good, eh? Okay, well, the success of my training has come from, I think, from not setting myself in any one set system. I've not pigeonholed myself into any set sort of workout system, i.e. volume or high intensity or dinosaur type training. What I've done is I've done a bit of everything. I chop and change my routines around regular, my rep ranges, you know, I might change the speed of my movements, I might do supersets one week, probably heavy work the next, you know, a typical back workout one week might be going around sort of, you know, in like a giant set fashion. A few weeks later, I'll be just doing heavy deadlifts, heavy chins, and heavy bentable rows. You know, don't pigeonhole yourself into any one set system of working out. Read, study, find out what's out there. Do the complete polar opposites every time you train. Maybe do so many weeks at training, you know, 3 times a week, and then so many weeks training 4 days a week, so many weeks training twice a week. Chop and change it around as much as possible. Keep your body off guard. The longer you train, the more that your body becomes accustomed to what you're giving it. So you have got to do something different every time to keep your body responding and to keep it improving. So that's what you've got to do. Always look for ways to improve. Don't set back on your laurels. Don't sit back and just think that the gains are going to come to you. Your body has got to be worked for it to improve. It's got to be really pushed. Sometimes, I'll ask sometimes at competitions, have I ever used drugs? Have I ever, wanted to use drugs at all? Obviously the steroid side of things. And it's something that I swear I've never even contemplated using, even from being very young. I knew that I wanted to be one of the best natural bodybuilders in Britain, rather than just being a bodybuilder, a normal average bodybuilder in the sort of circles of the normal competing, where obviously drug testing is not taking place. So that was my route straight away. If I would give up sweets at such a young age, I wouldn't put anything in my body what would be a detriment to me. I wanted to be healthy. My health comes first. If it's health or bodybuilding, it's got to be health. The health for myself, for my family, for my business, for everything else. My main thing is my health. I eat clean and I live clean because I want to be on this earth as long as possible. I want to be fit and healthy and be able to enjoy the things I want to do later in life, and that is what I want to do, be healthy. blast out the music and I'm set for my day and I'm excited about my working day. I'm excited about my goals and everything else, and I really do like to feel that I'm different from everybody else, and that's one of the things. That's probably maybe never why I never went down the steroid route, because a lot of people are doing it and were doing it then, and again, I like to be a bit different. set a goal, I always achieve it. You know, I've got goal books which I sit down every Christmas and I write out my goals for that year, and I'm already thinking what I'm going to do this coming year, what are going to be the goals, what am I going to achieve, not just in training but nutrition, life, the family, everything. You know, we try and always try and move forward. That's what I always try and do. Now, I often wondered, you know, when I was a kid, I seemed a bit different to everybody else. Everybody else around me, I had goals, like I said, and I'm very strong-minded. If I set my mind to do something, and if I'm dieting, I'm dieting, and if I'm training for a competition, I do it, and I'll work as like a dog to get to where I want to be. there's no way I can top that. It was just an absolutely brilliant year, and it was topped off with the World Championships. So there's obviously nowhere more for me to go. In the years of competing, I tried probably for 6 or 7 years to win the British finals. Previous to that, I won the novice Britain finals, which I worked towards for a couple of years. Then it took me probably 6 years or so before I won the British. I kept coming second. I was always the bridesmaid, never the winner at that point. And I came away every year wanting to make improvements, and I think the judges were wanting to see improvements in me, and I think they kept thinking to themselves, maybe there's more in Ian Duckett there, maybe he can be better than that, and they did me a favour because it made me work hard for that British title, and it meant absolutely the world to me when I won it. I capitalised on it and made more of my business out of it and built on that and wrote books on obviously the British win. And so on and so on. A few years later, when I did win the British, then I won the European Championships. I think it was in '99. A good balance of size and condition at that point, and I was really happy with how I looked. But again, there was always something more I needed. I was always trying to better myself. It was then I did the Pro-Am. I kept coming second, third, or whatever in the Pro-Am shows. And ultimately, I pulled out all stops last year, which is 2007. And I thought, well, I've got to be the best I've ever been, and I came into that show super ripped. I like to think that I shocked a few people with that competition. I kept it quiet. There was only a few people close to me who knew I was going to do the competition. Obviously Louise, obviously a few close clients, friends like Andy Palmer, my training partners, Paul and Andrew, and I also knew and Christopher. And we worked for that show. We worked really hard, and they, bless them, my training partners were absolutely brilliant for me. They were getting up at 4 AM in the morning. We were training at 4:30 AM, and because of business, I couldn't train at any other time. I was working, a lot of hours with clients, so I needed to structure my time before I started my working day. And I didn't think my training partners would follow me on that route, but they did. And they stuck through with me, and I turned up at the show with not many people actually knowing I was doing it, and I felt really confident in the way I looked, confident that I'd given everything I'd ever had. I knew I was backed into a corner with this one. I knew that I only had this year probably left in me competing wise, actually being 42 at the time, and that made me bring out the best in myself. Backstage, and everybody's like, oh yeah, there's Ian Duckett over there in the corner, and they must have thought, yeah, well, it'll be same old Ian Duckett. Even the judges and things have nobody had seen me, nobody had seen me with my clothes off, so nobody knew what I was looking like. I was happy with how I looked. I was keeping a log on my website with training up to the competition, but I only put a few photos on there and not the ones which made me look my best. So I knew how we were looking, and up towards the last few weeks of the competition I didn't put any on purposely. So people had a little bit of an idea how we were looking, but they wasn't prepared, I don't think, for the condition I did attain. When I took my clothes off backstage, I was flooded with people who just could not believe how conditioned I was on that day, which gave me a massive confidence boost. And I went out and I took the title, and I was very, very proud. The Mike Williams, Classic and the Pro-Am, it was just something I wanted to win. and you know, the quality of my physique is what I work towards. You know, I always try to be a bit more of a diamond on stage and to stand out in the lineup. Many competitions you'll go to, and you know, I used to see a great lineup of guys on the stage, and there'd be one guy that would stand out, and one guy was supremely balanced with shape and condition and a small waist, tight everywhere. And he would stand out of all the other people, and that's what I would try to do when I got on stage. I tried to be the most shapely, the most balanced, and I always trained for that. You know, I always worked hard to create a more balanced physique than the other guys. I thought, well, I'm not going to be the biggest, but I'm going to be the best I can be, and that's what I work towards.
Life's a bitch every day. I'm incomplete and it won't go away. Stuck between the shelter and the storm. I wanna know which way is mine. I wanna know where to draw the line. Need a rock to cling to. I feel torn. Come on, go your own way. Live your own way. I'm looking for a better place to stay. Come on, go your own way. Live your own day. Looking for a better place, yeah. I never thought I'd feel like this, to be so close and still to miss the dreams that I shall never get to touch. There was a time when I didn't care, when I grew up at the last somewhere. You'll find out never to take love or lust. Come on, go your own way, live your own day. I'm looking for a better place to stay. Come on, go your own way, live your own day. Looking for a better place to stay. Come on, go your own way, live your own day. I'm looking for a better place to stay. Come on, go your own way, live your own day. I know I'll never see never again. Most of all, I know something's got to give. I see the fear in your eyes. I see the truth behind the lies. I won't listen, I'm gonna learn how to live. Come on, go your own way, play your own game. I'm looking for a better place to stay.
got it. Ow. Oh, there you go now. Head up for those, I think, there.
Yep.
I've got a guest pose offer from Michael from the MPA to guest pose at the MPA British. I was there with a lot of girls. It was an absolutely fantastic day. I think we got first, second, third in the girls, which was an icing on the cake, and I guest posed at the show. We were filmed by BBC TV for a TV programme, and it was just an absolutely fantastic day. But guest posing at the British, when there's only been probably maybe 2 or 3 people in all the years it's been running, to guest pose there was just absolutely the icing on the cake. It was just fantastic. And then I was asked to go to the World Championships. Business being as it was, I didn't think I would have the time to train for it, and hence the 4:30 AM workouts. But you know, I put the effort in, we put the time in, we got up early mornings and went to the Worlds again in even better condition, I thought, than I had at the Pro-Am, and I won the world title, which was, I mean, how high can you go? I mean, after all these years of competing, that just pinnacled it off for me, and you know, it just doesn't get any better than that. It was just an awesome year. I'll never forget it as long as I live, never. bodybuilders, and it was now condition was the ultimate, you know, look on the stage, and I had to be better than I'd ever been before. dogmatic in that they're doing heavy duty, that's it, they read about heavy duty, they don't open their mind to any other workout systems. So they're doing heavy duty, or they're doing volume work, they're doing bits and bats of other different types. I try and do the whole. I try and do everything, every different type of workout system, and I'll do it for so many months, and then I'll make a change, and I think that keeps your body off guard. I'm also dealing with now not just the girls and the guys I have in body design in the small unit now in England, but now it's growing far wider. Now I'm helping people in USA, Canada, and many of the European countries, as well as far east as England and Scotland goes. It's huge. It is really huge. The girls are pretty much winning everything. These days. We have done for the last few years. I don't know how it's come about, but I've ended up training more girls than guys. It's just how it is. Girls, it's grown from a very few, good competitive girls, and it's grown and grown and grown because obviously, if you've got a good knit of your first, customers, it'll grow from there. Like the ripples in a pond, it'll spread wider and wider, and this is how we've been. And when the girls compete, or when anybody competes who I've helped, it's like me competing all over again. I just get as much buzz out of them doing well as when I ever did compete myself. I'm many times in tears when the girls have done good with competitions, and I do put a lot of effort into them, and they give me a lot back. So I do have. I'm very lucky. I'm lucky, but I make my own luck. But I'm very lucky, and I've got an absolutely fantastic job, and I'm very lucky to have a lot of people who trust in my judgment and trust in what I can do for them. And it's great. Thank you all very much. Oh. Good that, mate.
Yeah. So in front of
It
you.
didn't look as good actually.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.